Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more Heroes of Normandy goodness. We have the expansion, Pegasus Bridge. Again, this is part of the Hero System Tactical Scale. This is a World War II war game by Jan and Clem, brought to you by Devil Pig Games and ILO. This game is for 2 players, ages 14 plus, and takes about 30 minutes per scenario. And as always, you need a copy of Heroes of Normandy, the core box set, to enjoy this expansion. Heroes of Normandy, Pegasus Bridge. If any bridge could be emblematic of the paratrooper drops of June 6th, it would be Pegasus Bridge. With the 6 scenario campaign in the scenario pack, relive this formidable airborne operation and command your Red Devils to take this crucially important objective. Gives you your table of contents. Again, for more information, you can go to www.ilogames.com. This was released in 2015. And of course, you can go to devil-pig-games.com as well for more information. So, let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have inside the box. Again, I picked up a number of these expansions at miniaturemarket.com. I picked the core box set at the flea market at Historicon. And then when I was looking to get a couple of once I got that game and started to play that and started to understand it, I went on to miniaturemarket.com and they had some of these expansions almost at 80% off. So I grabbed a whole bunch of them, and here we are doing the unboxing for them. This is truly a fantastic game. Again, it's an homage to, of course, World War II, but it's also an homage to many of the great films that came out in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. Movies that came out dealing with World War II, and we're talking about the Heroes of Normandy. You're talking about heroes that are doing things that are pretty fantastic. So the reality is some of these games here, what you have to understand is that the outcome of the game may not be exactly what happened in World War II, but they try to keep the realism, but they try to keep it a little more light than a traditional war game. So moving on, we have the campaign book here for Pegasus Bridge. Right off the bat, we have an area here for some credits of the good people who brought it to us. And we have some notes here. We also have War for Dummies, Operation Tonga and Dead Stick, the why and the how, The Night Will Be Long, Ham and Jam. And gives you a little bit more information here. And flipping it over, it talks about Nouvelles Regales, Combat de Nuit. You have different kinds of stuff here. All different kinds of new equipment that's being brought, character traits, and then all of a sudden we have our different scenarios. All the scenarios are set up the same way. You've got the title over here. You've got what you're going to be required to have, which is in the box, and then of course you're going to have your preparation, and then playing the game. Then your outcomes. It'll be either the British or the German, depending on which one you happen to have here. So you have Orne River, Horsa Bridge. You have Sound Asleep. You have Wake Up, Destruction, Face to Face, and you have While We Await the Bagpipes. And then, of course, on the back, you have a great map explaining to you. So again, you're starting off in section 1, and you've got to fight and get your way from over here all the way to over here to end this campaign here. And of course, they give you a little bit of a cartoon in the back as well. So here's your campaign book for Pegasus Bridge. So we're going to put that to the side. Then, of course, we have our tiles. We have our bridges and tiles, which is very, very cool. Again, nice, thick cardboard, very, very sturdy. The pictures, I should say, the artwork just jumps off the stage, off the tile. Really, really, cartography is beautiful. Everything is laid out wonderfully. There's never a question about the quality that you get with the terrain that you get in these box sets. They are fantastic. As you could tell right off the bat, you could tell by the colors, the attention to details, everything here. Now, they are not wet, dry erase. So you cannot use other, like, they're not like maps like the ones that I've shown you before from the Paizo maps. They are not wet dry erase, so you cannot use markers on these whatsoever. I mean, I guess you could conceivably go to Staples and get them laminated to do that, but in this case here, there would be so much writing you'd have to do with all the information that all the tokens have on them. You'd be there writing on this all day long. So again, I would highly recommend that you don't use any type of marker or anything on these boards. These, again, as you can tell, they're just pure, they're glorious. They're just beautiful, really well done, just really, really, really awesome to look at. And when you put them down, the truth is, when you put them down on the table and you lay it out the way it's supposed to, it just really takes it to a whole another level. It really does. Really immerses you into the game. And then we have a downed plane. Again, this is pretty fantastic. And then we're going through here. Got some water. Again, the tiles, they lay together beautifully. When you put them down, again, they don't go this way, but I'm just showing you, again, the way that these are all explained to you when you go through the different scenarios that are brought to you in the campaign book. It tells you exactly how you're going to lay out the tiles for each scenario that's in there. And again, you're going to need you definitely 100% need a copy of the core box set of Heroes of Normandy, because you have all your action cards, you have all your different dice, you have all your different tokens also from there that you're going to be required to use as well for this campaign. Again, just beautiful. Again, the artwork on these tiles are just fantastic. Really immerses you into the feeling that you're there in combat. And again, if you were going to create figures and put together units and do all that kind of stuff and do a layout of trees and everything else, it would take you a day just to put it all on the table before you'd be able to start gaming. Again, these tiles just make it very, very easy. Lay them down, punch out the tiles, and you're ready to go right out of the box. And that makes it so much easier, because if you had to buy trees, put down the flock, you had to paint the trees, everything else like that, it would take you a considerable amount of time to put together an expansion like this. It would take quite a bit of time, again, to lay something out like this. And it'd be hundreds and hundreds upon dollars to do that. And then the figures that you'd have to paint up and everything else like that, be hundreds more in figures and paints and all that other stuff too. So this game here, again, it's really a war game at a much lower rate of price that you're paying for it. And it's easy to pick it up, punch them out, get gaming right away. And then we have some of our punch out sheets. Again, we have a whole bunch of new stuff here. We have, let's see here, Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire Light Infantry. These are your British troops. Bren platoon, Plaid platoon. Again, I'm not going to read all the things it says on them, but I'm just giving you an overview of what some of the stuff we got on here are. Because normally we see Germans versus Americans. Now we are bringing the British into the fold. Again, British were one of our allies during World War II against the evil Nazi scum. So as we're going to show you that right there. Again, these tokens, they pop out so easily. You flip them over. There's information on front and back, but they're, as you can tell, they're extremely high quality. And Devil Pig Games and Aiello do a really great job with this game. Their attention to detail is second to none, and their tiles are some of the best in the gaming market. So I gotta tell you guys, again, when you back one of these games or you buy one of these games, you know that you're getting the highest of quality of product. So there's never a concern for me. Whenever I pick up one of these expansions, I always know it's going to be done with care, top notch. Again, it's just top notch everything across the board. And to get it, again, I picked this up at miniaturesmarket.com, and it was like 85% off. So something that was like 50 or 60 bucks, I got it for like $10. And you know me, I pay everything and I purchase everything on this channel myself. No backing from anybody. So the reality is that I look for, when I find a good deal, I make sure that I pick up on it. Then we got the Somerset Light Infantry again. It's going to tell you what this here tells you exactly what tiles you need when going into combat. Again, these punch right out here as well. Those punch out and these punch out individually as well. So, and again, when you're done, you put them right back in their place. Fit right back in. If I could lay that flat real quick, I could punch that right back in as well. As you can tell, they punch in and punch out so easily. And it's always, whatchamacallit, it's always a joy when playing this game. It's so easy to pop things out and put it right back into place that it retains its crispness at all times. Oh, there we go. A new character. We've got a dropped medic, and that is William Sutton. So we got him. That's very cool. And you could hear my little Kelly yipping and yapping back there. Again, very cool. Again, in the core rulebook, it'll explain to you what side of the tile you begin with, and when you flip them and all that stuff, that's all explained to you in the core rulebook, which is why you need the core base game to enjoy any of these expansions. You have Field Command, Lieutenant Colonel Michael W. Roberts. You have your Pathfinders. Again, all that information right there. Very cool. You got sharpshooters, you got platoon headquarters, you got Horsa gliders. As my father, who was a veteran of World War II, used to always say, the gliders were some of the worst inventions ever made. So many men lost their lives during World War II because of the weight that was put in those things, and they weren't able to pilot them as well or as easily as they thought. Just a real tragedy what happened with a lot of the gliders. But again, don't really want to get into that here, but again, my father was a medic in World War II, so unfortunately he passed away a few years back, and we weren't able, because these are the kinds of games that when I would play with him, he would enjoy doing well. Hi, Kelly. Yes. Yes, I hope you're doing okay. Oh, yes, I know. I know you miss Grandpa, too. I know you do. Get some more of our markers right there. And when our old friend Rosie used to jump on the table from time to time, Kelly is a little bit more camera shy. She doesn't tend to jump up here when I'm doing it, and neither does Raina or neither does my other two cats. Of course, Rosie and Rainy passed away, but I have Kelly, and I have Princess, and I have Luna. So none of them, all of them seem to be camera shy. None of them seem to want to jump on the table while I'm doing recording. So where Rosie was a ham who used to love to jump up on the table from time to time to say hello to everybody. So anyway, as we continue to go through our different punch outs, you see again lots of different things. Of course, you have bombed out bridges, which is really cool. And again, you have the Pegasus bridge. These are all labeled. And again, when you go through the campaign book, it tells you exactly when you're going to be laying these out, how you're going to be laying them out, and all things like that. And of course, you're going to tell you when you're going to flip it as well. Again, so we can take a look at that. It flipped right out while I was turning it. Again, the thickness of that cardboard is fantastic. Again, you saw it pop right out. And of course, I'm going to put it right back where it is. Just going to match it up. Push it right back in. Again, Pegasus Bridge being destroyed on one side. Again, all this is explained to you in the core rulebook of how to set them up, how to use them. And again, which side of the tile you start off with, it will tell you right here in the campaign book. It explains you right there. And we have our final tile right here. Going through all of these. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very well done. And that's one side. I can show you the other side. And again, they will show you and explain to you in all the rule books of exactly how you're going to lay these out once everything is set up. But there you have it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of each. You have 6 of the terrain pieces, and you have 6 boards of punch outs as well. And you also get your campaign book. And this is everything that's included, and this concludes our unboxing of Heroes of Normandy, Pegasus Bridge, an expansion for the game Heroes of Normandy. Of course, you need a copy of Heroes of Normandy, the core box set, to enjoy this expansion. This expansion is for 2 players, ages 14 plus, and each scenario takes about 30 minutes to play. Again, this is brought to you by Devil Pig Games. For more information, go to devil-pig-games. And of course, also you can go to IELLOgames.com. That's IELLOGAMES.com. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on our next unboxing video.